Illinois State Redbird Hockey is on the air from Grossinger Motors Arena in downtown Bloomington, Illinois. It's the Illinois State Redbirds in Division I play, taking on the Northern Illinois Huskies. And a very pleasant good evening from inside the garage at Grossinger Motors Arena. Ellie Decker with you, joined this evening by a special guest. Michael Eganhouse has joined us back in the booth once again. Welcome back, Michael. Glad you can join us. And thank you, by the way, for filling in for me last Sunday.
Absolutely. Thanks for letting me come in again. It was a blast last weekend, and it should be a blast tonight.
Indeed, the Redbirds coming off an 8-2 win last night in the Division I contest, and we will once again see Brendan Donovan in goal. He'll make his 15th appearance on the season, 8-5 on the year, .922 save percentage. He's allowed 43 goals, 552 shots, and maybe later on we'll talk about how many shots other goalies have faced in the ACHA. He'll be opposed tonight in goal for the Northern Illinois Huskies by Caleb Cross. Caleb Cross, 6', 370-pound goaltender out of North Mankato, Minnesota. He's been in 7 games so far this season. This will be his 8th appearance. He's 0-5, 1-1 on the campaign, of 4.36 goals against, .895 save percentage. He's allowed 31 goals on 296 shots faced. And for Northern Illinois, what it is for them, they're on a 14-game winless streak. They need to find a way to get back in the win column. Check that, they are winless, 15-game winless streak. They now increase that to 15 games. They're 0-13, 1-1. And for them to get even a game to overtime where they lost one and to a shootout where they lost the other one, they need to kind of get over that hill and be able to win a contest. And for that, they need to step up. And the people they look to step up are their stars, Rodon Evans. And also, if you look at their lineup, Nick Gonzalez steps up for them as well, but the big player is Robbie Zimmerman. He's been kind of the straw that stirs the drink for their team so far, at least that we've seen this weekend.
Absolutely. I think you pointed out they need to get something going, and it's going to start with those two players. And last night, they had a lot of power play time. They were only able to score 1 power play goal. So that's going to be a huge key for Northern Illinois, take advantage of that power play time and protect the net, because ISU was getting their way in the slot area last night. They were running all over the place, going wherever they wanted to score goals.
Micah Maldonado also with 5 goals, tied for the team lead for Northern Illinois. Game number 2 of this 2-game set coming your way in a few moments. It's Illinois State taking on Northern Illinois on this Saturday night in downtown Bloomington, and it's coming up next on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel. Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to Grossinger Motors Arena and tonight's ACHA Division I matchup between the visiting Northern Illinois Huskies and your Illinois State Redbirds. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, for our visitors from DeKalb, Illinois, please welcome the Huskies of Northern Illinois University. On defense, number 4, Keaton Peters, and number 69, James Franklin. The forwards, number 48, Robbie Zimmerman, number 66, Walker Smith. The center is number 6, Nick Gonzalez. And starting in goal for the Huskies is number 30, Caleb Cross. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Illinois State Redbirds. On defense, number 5, Mason Perry. And number 44, Parker Touch. The forwards, number 12, Will Tricarico. And number 19, Jackson Graham. The center is number 7, Joe Rasha. And starting in goal for your Redbirds, number 1, Brendan Donovan. Ladies and gentlemen, the Illinois State Redbirds would like to thank all veterans for their service on this Veterans Day. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America. Please welcome the Twin Cities Brass Quintet for the playing of our national anthem. Your officials for tonight's contest, the linesmen, Brian Fisher and Chris Harjay. The referees are Tim Whiting and Brad Bomruck. All right, Michael, the starting lineups once again. First for Northern Illinois, Peters and Franklin will start on defense. Smith and Zimmerman on the wings. Gonzalez will center the opening line. Caleb Cross gets the start and goal for Northern Illinois. For Illinois State, Perry and Turch on the defense. Tricarico and Graham the wings for Joe Rasha to center the opening line. Brendan Donovan gets the start once again for the Illinois State Redbirds in their home white uniforms, trimmed in red and black, red numerals on the white jerseys. Northern Illinois in all black, trimmed in red and white, red numerals on the back of the black jerseys, and the Redbirds will operate from right to left as we see it, along with you here in period number 1. If you joined us earlier this afternoon, you saw an exciting Division III game. The Illinois State Redbirds down 3-1 starting the third period, came from behind to win 4-3 and beating Northwestern. We'll hopefully get a Redbird double as we start this one with the Redbirds winning the opening faceoff. Parker Turch works through center on the fresh sheet of ice, had it knocked away and stolen, picked up by Zimmerman. He'll send it back around Donovan's cage. Sent out front, Rasha gets it for Illinois State, trying to tap it ahead to Jackson Graham. Now Rasha will push it forward into the Husky zone. Behind the net he goes. The alternate captain for Illinois State lost the handle behind the net. Now comes out front with a shot. Save made in front by Caleb Cross, and the rebound covered up as Cross tested early by Rasha, as Keaton Peters couldn't get the puck away, and Illinois State got the first point-blank opportunity.
Good start for the Redbirds, getting that early opportunity and testing the goaltender of Northern Illinois. Good start.
Face-off pushed into the corner on the far side and sent all the way down the ice. This one will not be icing as Donovan comes out to play at the trapezoid. Here's Perry working things out with Parker Turch. Turch will send the pass up to the center ice line. Here's Campese with it. Drops it across for Jackson Graham, takes the shot, save made by Cross, and he'll swallow up the rebound and take the face-off in his own zone. Still not quite a minute gone by here in the opening period. Redbirds already with the first 2 shots on goal, but no score on the board. Face-off will be to the left of Caleb Cross. Redbirds get it at the line. Here Garcia with a shot. That one just wide of the near post. Colantonio had the rebound go by him, and it's picked up by Clement for the Huskies. It's Pavel Bakhtin. Lost the handle at center ice. It's picked up by Maldonado, who was offside on the play. And he played the puck intentionally, so the offside call is made, and the face-off will come out to neutral ice. Maldonado will step in to take the face-off against Campese for Illinois State. And the face-off won by the Huskies. Koval to Maldonado, spins it back, stolen away by Campese. Lead pass ahead, Colantonio. Colantonio trying to get it back to Campese. Backhand pass from Campese to center was incomplete. Pavel Bakhtin back checking on the play to get the puck back. Here's a feed for Martinson. Back to Campese. Goes cross ice into the corner. Garcia there to play it for Illinois State. Brings it around the boards all the way to the near side. Martinson taps it, gets it back out to Campese at the line. Sent down low for Colantonio, knocked away. But the Redbirds retain possession. Here's Colantonio in the near circle. Had it, lost it in the slot as the pass was broken up, and the Huskies come away with it. Over the line, Jason Clement. He'll circle back and reset the offense for Northern Illinois. As Franklin dumps it in, the Redbirds get in on the zone. Here's Ethan Chesney with a shot. Caleb Cross sprawls out for the save as Chesney tried to go backhand top shelf, and Cross was able to deny the opportunity, and the Redbirds so far have had the measure of play. With just over 2 minutes gone by, they have tilted the ice very early in the contest.
That was good awareness by the Redbird defense to get that stretch pass up and give Ethan Chesney a chance to get in on the breakaway, but good save.
Peters moves through center ice with it for Northern Illinois, stolen away by Chesney for Illinois State. He'll circle back. Chesney sent ahead to Drew Shadle. He'll pass one up off the boards. Mike Slewinski is in over the line. Slewinski in the corner. Takes it over to the far side. Now comes back behind the net, tries to pass it to himself. Back out to the point for Josh Gilbert. Sent it across for Drew Shadle. Shadle's pass to Slewinski in the near circle. Slewinski holds and looks. Takes it back around to the far side. Now looks to center it. Finds Gilbert in the slot, who left it behind. Gilbert does retrieve it, but the Redbirds can't do anything with it as it's sent all the way down the ice by Northern Illinois, and this will be an icing call against the Huskies with 16:55 to play in the opening period. Still no score on the board.
The Redbirds seem to be doing exactly what NIU needs to be doing in this first couple of minutes after last night's game. NIU needs to get off to a fast start, but ISU controlling the game so far.
Matt Martin on the faceoff, along with Tim Sloan. Pair of 21s in there. If you're at a blackjack table, that's not a bad hand to have. Here's Franklin with it. He moved into the line. Fires a shot. That one tipped by a skate. Goes off into the corner. Loose puck. Picked up by Northern. Chopped at, but it's sent into the corner. He's coming in to get it was Tommy Colwell. Matsis gets there for the Redbirds. Alex Matsis sets it up for Mason Perry. Sloan tries to get it away from Alec Perzandek. His pass intercepted as Alex Matsis gets it. He'll dump it into the Husky zone. Perzandek sends it around. Finds Luke Marks. Marks goes ahead to Colwell. Colwell will dump it in. In the near corner, Gonzalez will track it down behind the net. There's a shot taken out front. That one wide to Donovan. Comes all the way out of the zone as Marks has to track it down in neutral ice. He'll dump it in. Donovan will watch it go by the far post as Turch will pick it up for Illinois State. Parker Turch, stretch pass ahead for Tricarico. Tricarico will muscle in, fire a shot. That one tipped, goes in and out the glass. Tricarico centers it, couldn't quite connect with who he was looking for. He was looking for Jackson Graham in the slot and couldn't get it to him. Here's Garcia moving into the zone. Garcia had it knocked away and stolen. Here come the Huskies back on the attack. Over the line is to Gasecki. He tips one in and score! Drake Gasecki with a shot. With a pass across. And it looks like Jason Clement was the recipient of that pass. And that makes it a 1-0 game in favor of Northern Illinois. Correction, it was Rodon Evans who came in, not Gasecki. Evans with the steal, and nice pass across, and they were able to go top shelf against Donovan.
Yeah, it looks like, I think it was Rasha who got caught out of position for the Redbirds, which allowed that 2-on-1 opportunity to evolve for the Huskies. So Rasha, a little bit better awareness on the ice, could have prevented that goal for the Redbirds.
Clement will pick up his 5th goal of the season, and the Huskies on the board first, leading 1-0. Here's Campese with it. He'll take it down into the corner, leave it for Colantonio. Casey Colantonio back out to Josh Gilbert at the line, holds it in. Dump back behind the net. Campese will get to it, but then looked like it went out of play or the net came off. One of the two. In either case, they need a new net. If they needed a new puck, it went out of play. So a fresh, frozen, vulcanized rubber disc is retrieved from our scorekeeper. Northern Illinois goal, his 5th of the season, scored by number 76, Jason Clement. Assisted by number 23, Rodon Evans. Time of the goal, 4:35, first period. Huskies goal scored by Clement, assisted by Evans at 4:35. Puck in the possession of Bogdan, who sends one across the crease. Nobody home as Campese couldn't quite get to it. Gilbert will hold it in at the line. The Huskies take it away once again. Again, Gilbert standing tall at the line, finally take it away as Zimmerman gets to it. It goes into the Redbird end of the corner near side. Gilbert hoists it out, and it goes not quite into the penalty box. And it will be a new puck time once again. As play continued on, 14:05 to play here in period number 1. And Northern Illinois finds himself in front 1-0. Puck chopped up into the air, picked up by Zestuco, who sends it out front. Donovan has to be quick with the paddle. Rebound picked up by Northern. Rodon Evans, Martin. Martin had it knocked away. Redbirds trying to get to it. Andreas Zorn couldn't get to it. Martin again comes away with it. Slawinski tips it away. Zorn trying to tap pass. It finally gets into the possession of Mason Perry, who sends it into the Husky zone. Near steal by Slawinski. He would have been in one-on-one with a goalie had he gotten possession of it. Instead, the puck hops over Parker Turch's stick. Goes all the way down in to the far corner. Andreas Zorn for Illinois State. Trying to go to Slawinski, knocked away, picked up by Caldwell. Pushes it a little further and keeps the Redbirds in their own end for just a little bit longer. Parker Turch tries to dump it in. It got blocked and sent back to center ice. Turch will do it once again. This time he'll bank it off the board, trying to go to Slawinski. His pass knocked away. Gonzalez with a steal for Northern. Parker Turch will steal it back for Illinois State. To Slawinski. Looks to chip it into the slot. Chesney was there, couldn't get to it. Now Pavel Bogdan with a steal. Knocked away once again and finally picked up by Gonzalez for Northern Illinois. Gonzalez. Poke checked away. The Redbirds able to get to it. Now the puck bouncing in behind Brendan Donovan. Parker Turch sends it ahead to Slawinski. Over to Matt Garcia. Garcia now moves into the zone with speed. Garcia moves in, fires. Caleb Cross with a save. That one went high off the goaltender into the netting. And with 12:28 to play in the first, the face-off coming up in the northern end of the ice. Face-off to the right of Caleb Cross. Pushed into the corner. Still nobody with possession of the puck. Finally, Garcia comes up to get it. Garcia spins it back around to the near side. Pavel Bakhtin is there for the Redbirds. Over to Logan Martinson, who sends it wide to the target. Rodon Evans picks up the rebound, tries to bank it off the boards. Redbirds there to steal. Matsis back to Garcia, fires one in, tip, no, rebound comes out. Caleb Cross has to dive across his crease with the paddle, but trying to keep it away from Michael Garcia, who's come into the contest. Here's Martinson, spinning one down into the corner. Redbirds are able to advance the puck. It's taken away. Here's Rodon Evans with it, firing one in, save, rebound. Donovan with two big saves as Clement was looking for number 2 in the game. As Rodon Evans took the first shot, Clement got a second chance, and Donovan was equal to both. Matsis hoists it out to center ice. Bouncing puck, pops away from Michael Garcia. Back to get it are the Huskies. Stretch pass ahead, nobody in front. Garcia lets it go by. Gilbert lets it go by. Picked up by Shadle for Illinois State. Shadle had it knocked away by Clement, who taps it into the corner. Clement played by Gilbert, knocked away, picked up Tricarico over to Graham. Back to Tricarico over the line. He'll move in with speed. Fire! Stop made by Caleb Cross as the puck again goes off Cross into the netting. And the stoppage of play at 10:57 will net another face-off in the Northern Illinois zone. Rasha will take the face-off against Gonzalez. Won by Gonzalez for Northern, but held it at the line by Shadle. Rasha dumps it into the corner around the boards. Comes out the far side. Jackson Graham fights for the puck with Keaton Peters. Banked off the back of the net. Sent over to the far corner. Shadle pushes it on. Franklin gets there for the Northern Huskies. Shadle lost it in the slot. Stolen away by Franklin. James Franklin move to center ice. Now get over the line, but it's going to be offside as Franklin took one too many stick handles that time, and his teammates were already in the zone, so the face-off will come out to neutral ice. .10:28 to play in the opening period. Redbirds doubling up the shots on goal against Northern. They have a 6-3 advantage, but trail 1-0. As Perzandek will hammer it back into the Redbird end. Mason Perry gets to it for Illinois State. Perry ahead to Campese. Campese will hoist it in from center, off the side of the cage. Huskies trying to play it out, held in by Parker Turch. Servant Anderson back to get it for Northern Illinois. Perzandek sends a pass ahead, trying to get it over to Jistuka. Send around the boards to the far corner. Digging around Jeff Shirky. Parker Turch able to take it away and hoist it out to center ice. Colantonio in a race with Perzandek. Colantonio got to it. Centered it across. Backed in with a shot. Save made by Caleb Cross. Rebound out front. Bakhtin taken to the corner. As the puck sent out toward the line. Stolen back by the Redbird. Here's a shot taken. That one tipped high into the glass. As again Campese was able to get to the puck, but every time the Redbirds seem to get an open look, there's a long stick coming in from Northern Illinois to block the shot and send it up, trickling up into the netting.
Yeah, Bakhtin on that opportunity. Good idea to shoot the puck, but he had Campese on the other side wide open. Make the goaltender move a little bit, make it a little bit more difficult for him to make the save.
Bakhtin has the open as the face-off. As he gets it back from Garcia. Right in front, Campese with a backhand save by Cross. Rebound, Campese again! Sent it past the net. Comes all the way out to Martinson at the line. Past Colantonio, past Bakhtin all the way to the far corner. Pinching in is Garcia. They'll jam at it. Send it to the corner. Gonzalez will get to it for Northern. Here's Campese. Sent it across, but it's stolen away. Here's Gonzalez. Moving in for the Huskies. He'll chop one in. It goes over the top of the crossbar. Redbirds have it as they move out of the zone. Here's Andreas Zorn over the line. Zorn moves in, spins back, centers it. There's a quick shot taken. That one blocked out front. Slewinski tracks it down in the corner. Back out top for Shadle at the point. Shadle looks, fires one in. Caleb Cross swallows it up, gives no rebound. With 8:15 to go in the first. Next faceoff coming up in the Husky zone. They'll switch sides and the faceoff will be to the left of Caleb Cross. Northern wins the faceoff once again. Maldonado sets it up for Peters. Stolen away by Joe Shadle. Trying to center it across for Zorn. Couldn't get it to him. Now Shadle trying to chop at it. It's finally picked up by Northern. Hoist pass in the air. Picked up by Evans, who'll fire. Save Donovan! And the rebound kicked over to the far corner. Rolls along the boards. Gilbert able to get to it. Puts it back behind the net. Centering pass out front. Maldonado couldn't get to it. Stolen back by Illinois State. Chesney. Chesney will move into the zone. Chesney spins it back out to the point. Had it blocked away, sent back into the corner by Northern. Chipped around the boards. Mason Perry will track it down. Slewinski travels into the corner with it. Slewinski centering pass. Zorn couldn't get to it. Gilbert has it. Fires one in. Chipped over the top of the crossbar. Back to get it to Deaton Chesney. Chesney centers it up front. Quick shot. Saved by Caleb Cross. And he gives no rebound. As once again, Andreas Zorn in tight that time. As the Redbirds and Huskies near the end of the contest got a little more closely acquainted, shall we say. Probably exchanged a couple of places to the Huskies to go find some dinner later on, but needless to say, there were a couple of fracases going on. Parker Turch will hang on to it in the zone as it is held in by the Redbirds. Carson Hilt moves in. Carson Hill had his stick lifted just at the last moment by Perzondek. Otherwise, he'd have had a backhand chance. Racing ahead with it is Tommy Caldwell. He couldn't get to it as the Redbirds were able to chip at it and get it out of his reach. It goes into the crowd, so a new puck is necessary to continue playing. 7:01 to play here in the first. Jason Clement with the only tally so far in the contest. Redbirds control the faceoff. Mason Perry hoists it over the line. Sent in on Caleb Cross, and he will cover it up as the Redbirds were putting on pressure. So the faceoff will stay in the Northern zone.
Look for the Redbirds to keep putting on that pressure against the Huskies. After last night, ISU had to be feeling good about themselves, but giving up that first goal early in the first period, look for the Redbirds to kind of give an extra push as we get to the latter stages of this first period to try and tie this game up.
Almost like kind of a wake-up call saying, hey, we are playing a hockey game here, and there is another team here. We can't just assume that once we take the ice, we're going to win this game. They trail 1-0 to the Redbirds. 6:48 to play here in period number one. Face-off again, won by Northern Illinois. That's been a big factor so far in the Huskies' momentum as they've been winning face-offs. Now, a stoppage of play as it did touch the net according to the linesman. So the face-off will stay in the Northern Illinois zone. And it'll be to the left of Caleb Cross. Tim Sloan's in on the ice on the face-off for this one. Gonzalez will take the face-off for Northern. Redbirds win this face-off. Again, the shot blocked away as Carson Hilt couldn't get one on net. Michael Garcia sets it up behind the net, tries to center it, blocked away by the Huskies. Back behind the net for Zonde. Send it out toward the line. Parker Turch holds it in. Tim Sloan pushes it along the boards for Carson Hilt. Hilt sends it along the corner, near side for Michael Garcia. Stolen away by Gonzalez for Northern Illinois. Joe Rasha checked in. He picks up the puck. Carson Hilt drops it off for Turch. His shot tipped, went in around the net. And the net comes off the moorings as Caleb Cross covers it up. So a Face-off coming up with 5:57 to play here in the first. We did have a very odd play in the Division III game where a goal was allowed after the net came off the moorings. And if you haven't seen that one, well, you know what? After the game tonight, go ahead and take a look at it on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. Get the word out about Illinois State Redbird hockey. Most exciting hockey we got going in Bloomington Normal right now. There's Jackson Graham with it. Sends it across to Logan Martinson, who chips it across the ice into the far corner. Zimmerman couldn't get to it for Northern. The Redbirds control. 5.5 minutes to play here in the first period. Northern with a 1-0 lead over ISU. Graham muscles into the corner to try to get to the puck. He'll get it away. Cross with a save as Jackson Graham jammed at it. Redbirds finally get to it. Garcia gets it across to Tricarico. Tricarico over the line. Offside is the call as Will Tricarico held it for just an extra stride, and that one stride was enough to make the play offside. Tony Campese will step in and take the face-off against Maldonado. Face-off pushed into the Husky zone. They control it. Ethan Koval had it knocked away and stolen. Gilbert's got it. Gilbert drops it back for Bachton to Campese, who lets one go. That one blocked right out front by Clement. Rodon Evans will spin it off the glass. Shadle gets there for Illinois State, tries to push it forward. Shadle works through pressure. Now Redbirds on the delay offside have to tag out of the zone. Long pass ahead, Rodon Evans resets. Gilbert tips away the pass from Clement. Shadle will set things up for Campese. Back to Colantonio. Casey Colantonio again got his stick lifted at the last second. Northern Illinois has done a nice job of that so far tonight. Here's Shestuko moving in with a shot. Blocker save made by Donovan. Rebound picked up by Campese. 3-on-2 if the Redbirds hurry. Campese over the line, far side. Drops into the middle. Good job by the Rodon Evans defense in the back check. Lifting the stick of Pavel Bachton. Campese will once again move in. Campese at the circle. Cuts back to the boards. Now into the dot. Sends it across for Shadle. Shadle over to Chesney, who fires. That one blockered up into the glass by Caleb Cross. Here's Shadle, pardon me. Back behind the net, Campese gets pushed away from the puck. It's picked up by the Huskies. Shestuko try to send it ahead, picked up by the Redbirds. 3.5 minutes to play in the first. Peters chips it off the boards. Parker Turch sends it back for Illinois State. Zorn will dump it in. In to get it, Illinois State. Chesney in the corner. Knocked away from him and picked up by Zimmerman. Huskies look to move out of the zone again. Having some difficulty getting out of their own zone. Slawinski pinches in. Slawinski behind the net, had it knocked away. Huskies move it up the boards. Zorn with a steal. Back down low. There's Slawinski. Behind the net looking. Centering pass. Chesney with a shot saved by Cross. Rebound comes out and picked up by Zimmerman with 2:40 to play in the period. Zimmerman over the line is offside. Just one skate blade ahead that time was Jeff Shirkey. And that caused the offside with 2:38 left. The face-off will be in neutral ice.
Redbirds are looking like they're getting their feet under them a little bit, causing some good zone pressure on the Huskies. So way to respond after giving up the goal, kind of turning the tide on the Huskies, getting some pressure.
Face-off won by the Redbirds is Martinson. Send it ahead to Carson Hilt, knocked away from him. Sent back down behind the net, behind Brendan Donovan. Matt Garcia chips it ahead for Illinois State. Stolen back by Perzondik and sent down the ice. Martinson will get to it for the Redbirds. He gets pinched in on the play. They trickle over to Matt Garcia, who tries to go ahead to Carson Hilt. Icing waved off. We play on. Horzondik has it as we approach 2 minutes to play here in period number 1. Along the boards, it's finally controlled by Northern Illinois. It's Luke Marks will pick the puck up in his own end. Marks moves through center, dumps it into the Redbird zone on the far side. Huskies will peel back for a change. 1:45 to play as the Redbirds advance it. Here's Clement with a steal and now an offside call as the Huskies had not cleared out of the zone yet. When Clement tried to dump it in, it hit one of his players. So the faceoff will be moved to center ice. Rasha will take the faceoff with Maldonado. With 101 seconds remaining in the first period. Franklin works in Tricarico, muscles him off the puck, moves into the dot, sending a pass across, they score! Will Tricarico did not give up on the play. His pass was blocked, but it came back to him, and the Redbirds tie it at 1.
Good job by Tricarico, not giving up on the play. As you said, LA, always follow your shot. You shoot the puck, you go after it, and that's exactly what Tricarico did. Went off the Husky defender, fortunately came right back to Tricarico, and on the second chance, he was able to bury it on the Caleb Cross of the Huskies. Look for the Redbirds to get back and look for those second chance opportunities just like Tricarico did there.
Will Tricarico picks up his 7th of the season and evens the score at 1 apiece. Rasha nearly got a steal as it gets away from him, but Shadle able to pick it up at center. Now Rasha moves in over the line, had it knocked away, and Shadle back to get it. Shadle sends it forward for Tricarico. 1 minute to play in the period, 1 minute remaining. Streaking in is Evan Jastuco. Behind the net, Donovan plays it over to the far side in the final minute. Jackson Graham had it knocked away. Zimmerman picks it up in center ice. 25 seconds. His shot blocked away by Parker Turch. Colantonio hoists it out to center, where Franklin will dump it into the Redbird zone with 15. Perry sends it ahead for Bachton, knocked away by Gonzalez in the final 10 seconds. Redbirds, on Tricarico's goal, will tie it at 1. Your score after 1 period of play, your Illinois State Redbirds 1, the Northern Illinois Huskies 1. Shots on goal in the first period, Illinois State 13, Northern Illinois 5. No penalties carry over into the second period. We're still trying to see if there's going to be any assist provided on that goal. And while we wait for that, let's take a look at the highlights from period number 1, Michael, as the Illinois State Redbirds found themselves down early in the contest. Just 4 minutes and 35 seconds gone by, and the Northern Illinois Huskies were able to get on the board first. Seeing if we have the highlights available to us. Well, take my word for it. Northern Illinois took the lead on a goal by Jason Clement, his 5th of the year. Rodon Evans gets the assist to make it 1-0. The Redbirds were able to counter with just 1 minute and 31 seconds remaining. As we have it right now, it's Will Tricarico's goal. We're not sure who gets the assist. We'll find out here in a moment. Here we go. Here's the opening goal of the contest. A pass from Rodon Evans over to Jason Clement. He raised it up over the shoulder of Brendan Donovan to make it 1-0 in favor of Northern Illinois. Now, as we take a look at it, here is Tricarico taking it in. I don't think there's going to be an assist on this play unless you might give it to Joe Rasha. I think you might be able to give it to Rasha, but Tricarico took the broken up pass, which was knocked off of Keaton Peters. Peters did a nice job selling out to block the pass, but it came right back to Tricarico, and he picked up his 7th of the season, and that makes it a 1-1 tie after 20 minutes of hockey. We'll get that official goal announcement here as they have determined. Well, I think they're going to give the assist to Shadle, it looks like. All right, we'll go with that. Sounds good to me. Illinois State goal, his 7th of the season, scored by number 12, Will Tricarico. Assisted by number 4, Drew Shadle. Time of the goal, 18:29, first period. Redbird goal scored by Tricarico, assisted by Shadle at 18:29. So that'll close out period 1. We're even at 1 after 20 minutes of hockey on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel.
McCarr's looking fake shot back door there, huh?
Man, we got to gap up on McDavid.
Yeah, we got to push him to the outside.
He's back out there. 97's back out there.
Let's go. Kale Taser, get up and set again.
Hydrating the next generation of athletes. BioSteel. Clean, healthy hydration.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Twin Cities Brass Quintet. We are through one period of hockey, getting set for the second as Illinois State and Northern Illinois tied at 1 through 20 minutes of hockey. L.A. Decker, Michael Eganhouse with you as we are getting set for this one. Reminder, the Redbirds are going to be in action next week up in the Chicago suburbs, up at the Catlin Sports Complex in Romeoville in a shootout. They'll be taking on 3 very quality opponents. On Thursday, they'll take on the Rebels of UNLV. On Friday, they'll take on the Rams of Rhode Island. And Saturday, it's the Crimson Tide of Alabama. You have to do Keith Jackson there. It's kind of a contractual thing there. You have to sound like Keith Jackson a little bit when you talk about Alabama. I could tell you a joke, but it would be somewhat inappropriate, and I cannot do it on the air, so we won't do that. But in any case, big 3 games for the Illinois State Redbirds are going to get a good measure of where they're at on the season. And those 3 games, again, will be in Romeoville at the Catlin Sports Complex next week. Go on out, support the Redbirds, check them out. Check out a great hockey shootout. They're going to have a whole bunch of teams up there for the ACHA. Should be a great week of hockey in the Chicago suburbs. As the teams make their way back out, we are getting set for period number 2. Teams will switch sides. Illinois State will operate from right to left as we see it along with you here in the second stanza. Illinois State getting the equalizing goal from Will Tricarico, his 7th of the season. And scoring was opened by Jason Clement for Northern Illinois, his 5th of the season. So we are getting set for period number 2. Hey, and guess what? I'm going to jinx us. No penalties in the first period.
After last night, that's pretty impressive.
So with that being said, for the call of period number 2, we turn it over to Michael Eganhouse.
All right, the puck is dropped, and it's won by the Redbirds Slawinski, but it's going to be taken by Zorn up across the neutral zone. And batted down by Turch. It's going to find Zorn again. He'll find Chesney and Slawinski on the right corner. Slawinski finds Zorn, tries to get it over to Chesney, but Chesney couldn't handle the hot pass as he looks for an option. Switches places with Perry. Chesney with a shot wide. Perry picks up the rebound, works it down to Slawinski. Finds Chesney again, who tried to center it. Good stick by the Huskies, and they'll come out with it. As the Huskies get a shot on the score! The Huskies able to defend the Redbirds and turn it right back on the rush. And that, I think, was
Michael Maldonado.
Michael Maldonado, thank you, LA. So the Huskies come out firing right again and get the early lead in the second period.
Maldonado was able to move in and pretty unencumbered that time, took a free shot at Brendan Donovan, and hey, you know what? Let it rip. And sometimes it's a good thing. You know, the old adage in the NHL, in the playoffs, shoot puck at net. Nothing bad can happen. It was very good for the Huskies in this case.
Now Bachton collects the puck for the Redbirds. He shoots right out in front, saved by Cross. Tricarico works it down low. It's going to find Tim Sloan. Garcia tried to get it down low. Now the other Garcia is going to go back, and that'll be an icing call, so the puck will come all the way back into the Husky zone.
Unusual to see 2 players with the same last name on the ice at the same time. Thankfully, they're not wearing 36 and 38. That would make it even more difficult.
As we're 18:53 left in the second period, Huskies up 2-1 after a goal by Maldonado. As the puck squirts out into the neutral zone and taken by the Redbird defense. It's Matt Garcia. He'll come up the right wing board, but taken away. And now the Huskies, and that's going to be a penalty on Illinois State as Matt Garcia goes palms up to the official. So the Huskies are going to get a chance on the power play, which will be, as we talked about in the open, LA. Huskies only had 1 goal on the power play last night, but they're probably going to be looking to improve on that because 1 for 8 on the power play is not a good number.
No, and if they can increase even like maybe 1 or 2 more if they can. The only good thing they had was the fact that they weren't picking up penalties themselves, as the penalty's not even up on the board at the moment. So this is going to be very interesting. They didn't even wait for the penalty to go up.
So the Huskies collected and will look to get on the rush in the power play. As Franklin worked it back to his defense partner. Franklin will grab it behind his own net, head into the neutral zone. That's deflected over to Gilbert. And Gilbert's going to clear for the Redbirds. As Jackson Graham in on the forecheck. Cross almost fumbled it, but he's able to get it up and start the rush for the Huskies as they tried to enter the zone, but that's going to be defended well by the Redbirds. As Robbie Zimmerman sits behind his own net, waiting for the setup of the Husky power play. Zimmerman takes it up himself. Tried to sidestep Shadle, say that 5 times fast. As Rasha comes in, tried to get it back on his forehand, but couldn't, and the Huskies are coming up the ice. It's going to be Rodon Evans with a shot, goes wide of Donovan. But the Huskies able to keep it in the zone and keep the pressure on as they work it over on into the low corner. It's going to be Maldonado. They'll work it back over to the other side. Tried to get it across ice, but good stick by Perry to get it out of the way. LA, it seems like both teams are really using their sticks to get these pucks out of play and finding those passing lanes and disrupting them.
On the second game of a series, you learn a little bit about your opponent. One thing that the Huskies did learn about Illinois State is they like to center the puck. They look for players either on the far post or away from the goaltender and try to work it across. So they've been diving and getting sticks in the way. Illinois State now doing the same thing as Northern is trying to use the same strategy against them.
So it'll be Campese in on the face-off for the Redbirds. As he'll win it, and the Redbirds are cleared down all the way. 16:40 left in the second period as Garcia looks to get out of the box momentarily. As Colantonio is tied up in the lower corner. 3 against 1 for the Huskies. And they'll come out with it. Rodon Evans heads up ice. Enters the zone, tried to make a move on Garcia. Now taken back by the Huskies, a shot wide of Brendan Donovan. And the Redbirds come out with it. Here comes Bachton, who tried to get it across to Campese. Sticked away by the Huskies' George Smith.
He goes by Walker Smith, by the way. That's okay.
Good information. LA's, you're like a library, man. You got all the information.
Don't let that rumor get around.
As Bachton tried to center in another good stick by Keaton Peters. They scored! Tony Campese able to get it past Cross, and the Redbirds tie it right back up. So Campese finds himself all alone in the slot, and he's able to go 5-hole on Cross. And that'll extend his goals. Now that's going to be 11 goals for Campese. So the captain taking over for the Redbirds, tying it up as puck was sent down by the Redbirds, slowing in on it. But good forecheck by the Redbirds as Alex Matsis was in on it, tried to get a takeaway. Now Sloan in on the puck for the Redbirds as Carson Hilt works it back over to Shadle. He gets over to Gilbert. Matsis. And now the Huskies look to regain, but that's going to be sidestepped. And over to Shadle. Shadle over to Gilbert. Look, Gilbert shot off the post. Josh Gilbert inches away from giving the Redbirds a 2-goal lead as they try to center it right again. Up to Matsis, but that's going to be whiffed on as the Huskies will dump it down, and Brendan Donovan takes it behind his own net and settles it down for Shadle. Shadle trying to dips and doodle. He won't be successful as Evans in on it for the Huskies, and now he's got a teammate with him, but Shadle worked it up to Slawinski as they battle for it on the sideboards, and Shadle comes out with it.
So friendly fire there as Maldonado took Clement out of the play. Check on your own player. I don't know if that's, you can't get a penalty for that, can you?
Now the Redbirds come out with it. Chesney tried to get it over to Zorn, but he was unsuccessful. Zorn battled for it. Now it's going to be taken by Maldonado as the Huskies enter the zone with a shot and a save by Donovan. Comes right out in front, but the Redbirds able to clear. And now here come the Redbirds. Slawinski, excuse me. Could have had a 2-on-1, but couldn't get to the puck as Parker Turch tried to get it back to Slawinski. Now here come the Huskies as they work it down right below the net of Brendan Donovan. Slawinski comes out with it for the Redbirds. He'll look to get it over to Chesney as he collects it. And the Huskies give it right back over to Slawinski. Slawinski looking for an option. Broken stick on the ice. And now the Huskies come away with it. It's going to be Luke Marks in on it for the Huskies as he gets rubbed off the puck by Mason Perry. And now Chesney. He tried to get a pass cross ice right in the middle, but that was taken away by the Huskies. And a penalty is going to be called. I think that's going to be a hooking call, as the stick of the Redbird player was grabbed. So the Redbirds will head to the power play.
Well, what happened was Northern Illinois player was hooking on as Luke Marks goes to the box for hooking. He hooked on to the player going by and then lost his stick, and they say, hey, my stick is gone. He took my stick. No, you hooked him is what happened. So Marks will go to the box for 2.
So the face-off will be to the left of Cross, and the Huskies will flip it out of the zone as Zorn collects it. He'll find Tricarico. Back to Zorn. And he'll wait to get the rush started for the Redbirds. And here comes Slawinski. Slawinski behind the Husky net. He'll look for an option. He'll work it back up to his defense, Tricarico. Back to Tricarico. Tricarico over to Slawinski. Slawinski down low to Hilt with a shot. Saved by Cross. And the Redbirds are able to keep that in to Slawinski. And a whistle was blown.
Net came off the moorings once again. I'm telling you, I think we could sell a sponsorship if we can find a way to get those nets nailed down to the ice a little better. We could probably sponsor that, because those nets have been coming off the moorings like crazy the last 2 or 3 games. I mean, it's almost like you just breathe on them the wrong way, they're going to knock off their moorings.
So Slawinski in on the face-off, and Hilt's able to win it back to Zorn. Good job by Slawinski stepping in to grab the puck after the face-off, but he'll give it away to the Huskies, who send it all the way down. A minute remaining on the power play for the Redbirds. 11:25 in the second period to go. Tied 2-2 as Zorn enters the zone for the Redbirds. Zorn backhands it down, trying to get to Carson Hilt. And he's rubbed off the puck by Keaton Peters. But the Redbirds come up with it. Slawinski back over to Zorn. Gives it right back to Slawinski. Tried to get it back to Zorn. He was. Zorn with the shot, deflected wide. Tricarico. Over to Zorn. Back to Tricarico. Tricarico with a shot just wide across. As it makes battle for in the low corner. The Redbirds. Good possession as Zorn gets it with a shot just wide. Tricarico settles the puck down. He works it over to Zorn. Zorn over to Slawinski. Back to Zorn. Slawinski finds himself with the puck with a shot just wide. Missed the far post. And look out, here come the Huskies. As a shot saved by Donovan. Not sure the Redbirds were aware that the penalty was expiring. So close call as they found the open Husky down the ice for the breakaway.
Another penalty coming up against Northern Illinois, as it looks like Keaton Peters is going to be sent off for a violation along with the Illinois State players. So we have coincidental minors coming up, it looks like.
Get set for a face-off out in the neutral zone. 10-12 left in the second. Score all tied up at 2. As we wait for the puck to be dropped. Campese talking to Garcia, trying to get the plan all set for the face-off as we wait.
Penalties had to go up on the board this time. They actually waited for the scorekeeper this time.
How nice of them. As that's won by the Redbirds. And Campese's able to get it. And the puck finds Colantonio. He'll cross the line. Tried to get it to Campese. That's going to be taken away. And sent down for an icing call. So the puck will be taken all the way back down into the Husky zone. A little bit
one thing both teams ought to keep in mind is instead of trying for the perfect pass, what you see in the higher leagues, in the NHL or in major juniors, you see a lot of players going for the perfect pass as the Redbirds give the puck up in their own end.
Now Campese able to collect it. Here comes a 2-on-1 for the Redbirds. Pass over to Bogdan, who couldn't handle the hot pass. Close opportunity.
Instead of trying to make the perfect pass, just make a good pass or take a good shot. Either one works.
Campese gets it over to Garcia. Garcia walks right in with a shot. Went up above cross. And Campese gets it over to Bogdan now. He'll drop it off to Slawinski. Back to Campese with a shot, and that's going to be soaked up by Cross for a face-off in the Husky zone. As the teams change it up, get some fresh legs on the ice. It's going to be Slawinski for the face-off to the right of Cross, as he'll win it back to Shadle. Shadle walks the line and almost got out of the zone, but Chesney able to keep it in. As Chesney and Shadle trade places. Chesney trying to find a lane. He'll drop it, but that's going to be taken away by Maldonado. As he'll flip it down to his partner. And the Huskies, will enter the zone. They tried to center it right out in front. Good tie up by Shadle to prevent a shot on net, and the Redbirds are going to clear that one.
Actually, the Huskies trying to pass it back out. Otherwise, icing would have been called if the Redbirds had cleared it, because Northern played the puck back. There's no icing involved.
pass broken up by Shadle's feet. And here come the Huskies. They tried to, it looks like they tried to get it across, but Brendan Donovan alert on the play as he covers up and a scuffle ensues.
Yeah, they're playing the feud down by the net.
Nothing changed from last night in this aspect, huh, LA?
Not one bit. Just wondering who's going to get sent off this time. Looks like Slowinski is going to be sent off for Illinois State. And it looks like Luke Marks again. And he's going to be joined by a partner. As Micah Maldonado goes in. Carson Hilt's in the box, and Andreas Zorn's going to go in as well.
.8:14 left in the second period as they try to sort out all these penalties.
I told you I was going to jinx you on that. That's the old broadcaster's jinx. If they haven't missed a free throw, you tell them they haven't missed a free throw, they missed the free throw.
It's going to be a face-off in the Redbird zone. As I think they got it all sorted out, so they'll be ready to go. And the puck is dropped. Tim Sloan won it back for the Redbirds as Mason Perry collects it. And now Parker Turch. He'll find Sloan on the left wing boards. Carson Hilt over to Sloan, tried to center it. Good tie up by the Husky defender. Mason Perry takes it for the Redbirds behind his own, or behind the Husky net, And he'll ring it around. And that's going to be out of the zone as Mason Perry goes back for the Redbirds. And that's going to be challenged by Ethan Koval. As the Huskies not able to keep it out of the zone, or in the zone, Matthew Martin had the puck skip over his stick. So the Redbirds collect as Garcia finds Chesney. Chesney walks in inside out move, but unsuccessful to get stood up by the Husky defense. And they'll dump it down into the Redbird zone. Donovan out to play it. He finds Carson Hilt. And Sloan tried to find Garcia. As Garcia collects it for the Redbirds. Michael Garcia works it down low to Tricarico. Tricarico with a shot. Good glove save by Cross to keep the game tied with 6:47 left in the second period.
Nice job by Caleb Cross standing his ground and getting himself low, but also coming out just a little bit. And for young goaltenders, the big thing, coming out a little bit, cuts down the angle on a shot. That was a big thing when I grew up watching hockey in the 80s, is the butterfly really hadn't come into vogue yet. So a lot of goalies would cut down the angle by coming out of their crease to cut down the angle. Now with the butterfly, it's not necessary as often, but still very nice to see that used once in a while.
And the puck now in front. Rasha for the Redbirds was in on it, but he got taken down. Now it's battled for 2-on-2, and the Huskies come out with it as they dump it in, courtesy of Matthew Martin. Now with a shot deflected out in front, that's going to go over the head of Donovan, and the Redbirds collect it. Work it into the neutral zone. Good stick by Keaton Peters, but the Redbirds able to still enter the zone. They tried to center it right out in front, but Cross alert, and he'll cover that one up for a face-off.
Joe Rasha getting in there amongst the pile as he tapped one in there on Cross, and Cross was able to stand his ground and keep the Redbirds right where they're at, even with the Huskies at 2 apiece. We're in the final 6:01 of the second period.
Now the face-off one to Campese. Campese cross ice to Shadle. He gets rubbed into the boards.
Ooh, that was a hard hit. That was bordering on an illegal hit, as Shadle still feeling the effects of that one.
Redbird's not happy about that one, as Gilbert takes a spill. And the Huskies right in. Good stick by Donovan. Way to poke check the puck away. As the Huskies keep it in, but there's going to be a whistle for a penalty.
Finally got a penalty coming up on somebody, and it looks like it's going to be against Northern Illinois. Going to be a slashing call against Gonzalez.
So the Redbirds will go back on the power play. 5:31 left in the second. Good opportunity for the Redbirds to maybe put one in the back of the net in the later stages of the second period and take the lead. As the first drop unsuccessful, but they'll try it again. And Colantonio in for the Redbirds, and he'll lose the draw, but he's in on the forecheck, and the Redbirds come out with it. And good keep by Garcia as he sprawled to the deck to keep that one in the zone for the Redbirds. And Chesney takes it down low. Chesney looking for an option. Chesney with a shot. Right out in front. Colantonio scores! Casey Colantonio finds himself right in front of the net, as he'll tip that one past the goaltender cross, as we got another brawl, LA, right in the Huskies' net.
All I gotta say to you, Michael, is I'm sorry. I jinxed you. I did it. It's my fault. But what a play by Casey Colantonio. Great pass out front, as the Redbirds able to cash in very quickly on the power play and take the lead 3-2. The goal's gonna stand, but I have a funny feeling we're going to have a few more penalties.
I think you might be right, LA, with the way this period's been going. So Colantonio, that's kind of been the theme of last night's game and so far tonight, is get to the front of the net. We talked about that a little bit earlier in the open. Just crash the net, get to where you want to be, and the puck will find you and when you're in those good areas. As we sort out the penalties.
Looks like Campese may need to go get a new bucket, because I think the one he had may have been damaged. Well, here's the play to begin with. It's a beautiful centering pass right in front to Casey Colantonio. He takes an extra second, gets Caleb Cross down and out, and an open 4x6. But then that's when the fun really got started afterward, as you see Colantonio once again right on the doorstep, able to put it past Caleb Cross, but then he gets taken out of the play, and Tony Campese comes in to defend his player. So now they need to figure out what's going on here. And then once again, the net is off the moorings. As the linesmen are going to go fix the net, they're trying to get the referee. They're trying to figure out what the penalties are exactly.
Yeah, this might take a while. There was a big old scrum in the front of the net. Doesn't matter for the Redbirds, though. They take the lead as they cash in on the power play. A lot of times, LA, they say special teams will win or lose you games. So good job by the Redbirds as plays back underway with Chesney. And he gives it right up in front, but that shot's gonna go wide of Brendan Donovan. And the Redbirds will square it out to center ice. Chesney left it for Gilbert. Gilbert collided with a Husky. And now the Huskies are going to have a breakaway. It's going to be Maldonado with a shot, and it's going to be soaked up by Donovan in another scrum. This time it's Chesney going at it.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling these two teams really are not getting along very well. They won't be going to IHOP after the game tonight, that's for sure.
So, more penalties to be sorted out as a hectic second half of this second period. We'll see what they come up with, but my goodness, for talking about trying to stay out of the box and no penalties. That broadcaster Jinx worked real well for us, LA.
My goodness, I never knew how much power that really had. I have just found out what kind of power we wield up here. I have to use this more responsibly, I believe, next time.
Or at least use the power maybe not for penalties.
Yeah, but if we use it for penalties, or we could be affecting the outcome. But someone's going to say we're messing something up somewhere, so I'll take it for that at least,
That is true.
So they are sorting out the penalties right now, and I wonder if Dan Glad down in the box has got another pencil or pen ready, because he may run out of ink after this.
He's having a tough night down in that score box, writing down all those penalties. They'll work their way through it. We're getting a little bit closer as they get set up for the face-off.
Well, he's wanting to know what goes up on the clock, and usually they tell him that, but these referees are not used to the system they have here, because first of all, it's really slow. Our scoreboard is a little slower than most, so it takes a little longer to program it, which isn't a bad thing, because I mean it's a very clear scoreboard to read, but at the same time, sometimes we have to have more complicated nice things.
Alrighty, now.
I'm still trying to remember who made the pass to Cole Antonio. Do you recall?
I don't remember. Now the puck is dropped, and it's going to be found by the Huskies in the corner. So the Huskies will collect the puck in the Redbird zone. Now they'll work it. It's going to be Keaton Peters, contested by Garcia as the puck finds its way out of the Redbird zone. Now here come the Huskies. They try to drive wide. That was Rodon Evans, as the Huskies work it below Brendan Donovan. Graham on the defense for the Redbirds. Shot. Blockered away. I think Brendan Donovan might have got a piece of that. Could have gone wide as well. Now Jackson Graham drives his way right in. Good defense by the Huskies. Jackson Graham tried to power his way through. And now the Huskies will wait for a change. So will the Redbirds. And now they'll enter the zone as Gilbert on defense along with Rasha, and he'll get it out of the zone. And that's going to be cleared all the way down. With about 30 seconds left on the Redbird penalty. As the puck squirts out to the neutral zone. And it's going to be played by Donovan out of his net over to Gilbert. It's going to be deflected out of play for a face-off. So So we'll have a face-off in the Redbird zone to the left of Donovan. 3:01 remaining in the second period. Redbirds took the lead in this period. They're up 3-2. Courtesy of Colantonio. And looks like the faceoff will be in the neutral zone now. As Slawinski stepped in and wins it for the Redbirds. Zorn off the boards to Chesney, and he'll chip it in. Now Slawinski in on the forecheck. He gets rubbed off the puck. And it's taken by Nicholas Gonzalez. He'll work it over to Jeff Shirky, who tried to center it. Shot wide by the Huskies, Gonzalez again. As Gilbert collects it behind his own net, he'll find Chesney to get it out of the zone. And Shadle cross ice to Slawinski. And Shadle got tied up, but he'll find the puck. But it's going to be rubbed off by a Husky as they'll chip it off the boards. Now for Robbie Zimmerman. Zorn back on it for the Redbirds. Outnumbered 2-1 against the Huskies players as puck squirts right out in front. That's going to be covered by Donovan.
I'm not sure our public address announcer is going to be able to get these all in before the 1-minute announcement. We're going to find out. That's a lot of penalties. We're at 18 penalties in the period so far, by the way.
Oh my goodness. Carson Hilt on it for the Redbirds as they battle for it. Huskies come out with it, but that's going to be out of the zone. And Garcia tried to find Matsis, but Matsis couldn't handle it, and that's going to be right in on Cross, who's going to cover it for a face-off. So Cross will get ready for a face-off to his right. As Matsis for the Redbirds loses the draw. As the Redbirds will chip it down. Now it's going to be Michael Garcia. They'll find Hilt, who tried to get up between the legs. Back to Garcia, unsuccessful, but puck comes up to Mason Perry with a flip shot. Good save by Cross with a lot of traffic in front. As the Redbird players were out in front of Cross, trying to get a deflection, but Cross stood to the task.
All right, I'm impressed. I think he got it in.
Matsis.
That was 9 penalties. 9 penalties announced. I think that's the most time our public address announcers had in a while.
Here comes a 2-on-1 for the Huskies and a move. Good save by Donovan as he flashes the leather. As a Husky player went hard into the boards, and again, LA, the net comes off its moorings.
Now Alex Matsis made sure he was checking on the player to make sure he was telling him it wasn't an intentional play. He wasn't trying to take him to the boards. It just happened to be the momentum. As we take a look, Rodon Evans came in with a backhand shot. Donovan flashed the glove to get to him, and Matsis was just using the momentum to finish the play. And you watch his movement there. That's not exactly someone who's trying to push you into the boards. That's just a play that just happened. So Matsis was trying to apologize as quickly as possible. Thankfully, nothing came of that.
So now the faceoff will be taken by the Redbirds. Graham tried to work it ahead to Tricarico. Tricarico tried to center it. Graham with a tip, but that's going to be met by Cross in the crease. And Tricarico right out in front. He scores! Will Tricarico. That's going to be his 8th goal of the year, as he'll put the Redbirds up by 2 now, with them leading 4-2. So Tricarico having himself a night, 2 goals already.
Well, he was last night's DPDO player of the game with a goal and 2 assists, and he continues his hot play. Now 3 goals on the weekend here against the Huskies.
So the Redbirds find themselves up 2 as Jackson Graham enters the zone. He tried to get it right out in front, deflected by the Huskies defense, but Garcia keeps it in. Now it's going to be taken by the Huskies, as they'll go in on the forecheck, but Garcia works it. Now Rasha over to Graham. Rasha crashed the net, but that was a shot wide by Tricarico. And that was centered again, but Tricarico not looking that way as it's battled for in the corner with 15 seconds remaining in the second period. Tricarico again trying to get a backhand. That's going to be saved by Cross.
He was looking for the hat trick.
He gets plastered up against the boards. It's going to come out of the zone, and that will end this second period, as the Redbirds find themselves up 4-2. Last goal courtesy of Will Tricarico. Good period for the Redbirds, as they're out shooting the Huskies by 10. As we take a look at the highlights, pick it up with just under a minute to go, as the Huskies able to take the lead, but the Redbirds come right back with it. Campisi found himself in the slot.
Pavel Bakhtin got him the puck right in front, and Tony Campisi made no mistake. His 11th of the season to give the Redbirds back even at 2.
And then Colantonio, LA, what a play by Colantonio to stop right in front of the net. No goalie interference, able to tip that puck past Cross.
I think we may end up giving an assist to Tony Campisi on that one. It looked like Campisi was the guy who passed the puck out to Colantonio. And then right after Colantonio scored the goal, a fracas happened in front. And then just moments ago at the 1-minute mark of the period, Will Tricarico picks up his 8th of the season. The assists go to Rasha and to Matt Garcia, and the Redbirds take a 4-2 lead at the end of 2 periods of play. So 4-2 is our score after 2 here at Grossinger Motors Arena. We're back for the 3rd period following this on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel.
McCarr's looking fake shot back door there, huh?
Man, we got to gap up on McDavid.
Yeah, we got to push him to the outside.
He's back out there. 97's back out there.
Let's go. Kale Tager, get up and set again.
Hydrating the next generation of athletes. BioSteel. Clean, healthy hydration.
Welcome back into the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel, where we pick it up in the third frame, getting set to go. And LA, that was a good period for the Redbirds as they come out with a 2-goal lead heading into this third period.
Michael, Illinois State really was able to take control of the contest to a certain point. Unfortunately, the announcer's jinx took effect as well as the penalty bug hit both teams. A combined 18 penalties in the second period after playing a clean sheet first period. 18 penalties in the second. Let's take a look at some of those second period highlights as Northern Illinois got the lead, as it was Micah Maldonado giving the Huskies the lead with his 6th goal of the season. And Illinois State would tie the game as Tony Campese would put one in from right in front of the net. His 11th of the year would make it a 2-2 tie. Illinois State would take the lead at the 5:12 mark as Casey Colantonio would put one in off a nice pass right in front of the net as Tony Campese found him, and then he got upended. That kind of started the whole penalty parade right there. But Colantonio gets his 4th of the year from Campese, and that at the 5:12 mark made it 3-2 Illinois State. And then with a minute to play, Will Tricarico able to send one past Caleb Cross. Tricarico right in front, and Tricarico is 2nd of the game and 8th of the season. The assist going to Rasha and to Matt Garcia, and the Redbirds take a 4-2 lead into the third period. Ellie Decker, Michael Eganhouse with you here on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel. Reminder, like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody about us. We want to hear from you. We want to have you watching along with us here from Grossinger Motors Arena. Redbirds are going to be off from home ice for a little bit. We won't be back with you until the month of December here on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel. But that doesn't mean the Redbirds are going to be out of action. Oh, no, no, no. My good friend, I must tell you that they will be up in Romeoville taking on 3 very, very tough opponents. They'll be taking on the Rebels of UNLV on Thursday of next week. They'll take on the Rams of Rhode Island on Friday. And to cap things all off, they'll take on the Alabama Crimson Tide on Saturday. It's a full hockey weekend up at the Catlin Sports Arena in Schaumburg in Romeoville. It's on that border somewhere in that area. There you go. That's the games they're going to be playing. 2:20 on Thursday, 4:50 on Friday, 7:40 on Saturday against the Rebels, the Rams, and the Crimson Tide. The UNLV's had a really good program for the last few years. If I've got a chance to look at them a couple of times from what they do with their production, which is a very good production, by the way. They do a nice job. And UNLV, one of the better West Coast teams that plays in the ACHA, they've actually they were kind of one of the teams that got the whole ball rolling with ACHA teams being able to play NCAA teams for their tune-ups. So now there's a little bit of a crossover there between the NCAA and the ACHA, which is a nice thing to have.
Good to see. Always good to see the game of hockey grow, no matter what level it's at.
Now they're making sure that the players who are serving misconduct penalties all come over for the remainder of their time in their misconducts. Those players would include Ethan Chesney and Tony Campese for Illinois State. It'll also include Micah Maldonado and James Franklin for Northern Illinois. So the Redbirds will get a 5th player on the ice, and we will get things going as the Redbirds will operate from right to left. As we see it along with you here in period number 3, and the draw is won by the Huskies of Northern Illinois as they dump it into the Redbird zone. Walker Smith along the far boards near the bench of the Illinois State Redbirds, lost the handle on it. Slowinski got it back to Parker Turch. Now Turch will tap it into the zone. The Redbirds look to get on offense. Circled back by the Huskies and sent into the corner. Gonzalez spins it back for Peters. Sent up the board. Slowinski steals and sends it across. Nobody home on the centering pass. Serving Anderson. Left it right in front. As Cross had to be on his game that time to watch for a centering pass that Redbird might have gotten in front of. As Mason Perry couldn't hold it into the line. Slowinski's pass too hot to handle. Perry will track it all the way back down into his own end. Parker Turch bounces it up for Tricarico, who will send it in over center ice. Huskies clear it down As Jastuco sends it into the Redbird end. Logan Martinson back to get it for Illinois State. Here's Rasha. Tapped ahead by Tricarico for Jackson Graham. Graham drops it for Tricarico. Centering pass across. Graham had a chance right in front. Couldn't quite pull the trigger as Cross was going post to post. It would have been a tough save if he'd have got to it. Martin will dump it in for the Huskies. Donovan behind his own cage. Sends it over to the far side. Martin pinches in to get to it. Sent back out toward the line. Held in by the Huskies. Jastuco couldn't quite get to it. The Redbirds play it as Tricarico keeps it at center. Here's Rasha moving in over the line. Rasha cuts, centering pass out front. Block shot once again by Northern Illinois. Selling out with a block that time was Anderson. Redbirds keep possession of the puck. Martinson spins it back out to Garcia, who fires one in. Tipped on Caleb Cross. Rebound swept over to the far corner and sent out of the zone by Northern Illinois. Puck was tipped on the way out, so no icing is called. As Matt Garcia will track it down as we're 2:10 into the third period. Gilbert across from Matsis. Alex Matsis will send it across to Gilbert. They were both on the Division II team at this time last year. Now they're playing on the Division I squad. Sloan had it tipped away at the boards and sent out to neutral ice. Drew Shadle will hoist it back into the Northern Illinois end. Cross behind his own net, holds it up. It's sent back around. Gilbert holds it into the line. Right in front was Michael Garcia. Couldn't quite get control of the puck. And Rodon Evans gets it along the boards. Evans back across. Peters will try to track it down for Northern. Along the boards, Matsis holds it in. Shadle. Shadle tries to send a pass in. It's knocked away back into neutral ice where Tim Sloan controls for Illinois State. 3 minutes gone by, and we haven't had a stoppage yet. That just jinxed us again. We'll find out. Sloan tipped ahead into the Northern zone. Stays in play. Picked up by Jason Clement. Clement will chip it into the Redbird end. Back behind the net it goes. Gilbert sends it around. Picked up by Zimmerman. Back behind the net, Clement centering pass across. Peters was on the doorstep, but it's broken up by Gilbert. Peters will send it back into the corner behind the net. Centering pass right out front. Donovan with a save. 2 saves as Zimmerman was right on the doorstep. Sent back out top. Koval couldn't get to it. Here's Michael Garcia. 1-on-2. Garcia takes it in, gets knocked off the puck. Good play that time coming back on defense by Keaton Peters. Now Garcia ties it up along the board. Slowinski back out to Parker Turch. Spins it down low, but nobody home. Stolen away by the Huskies. Here comes Northern Illinois over the line. Here's Rodon Evans into the corner. Dispossessed by Mason Perry. Colantonio gets to it on the near side. Chips it out to neutral ice. Andreas Zorn tries to get to it. It's controlled by Matt Martin. Martin ahead to Zimmerman. The Huskies will control. Just past 4 minutes gone by here in the third. This one gets away from Zimmerman. Mason Perry plays it. No icing call. We play on. Parker Turch sends it forward for Colantonio. Knocked away. Slowinski got to it. His pass tipped away and now bouncing puck. Finally picked up by Zimmerman. Over the line, Robbie Zimmerman. Left it in the corner. Colantonio sends it ahead. Slowinski let it go by. Mason Perry picks it up for Illinois State. Perry drops it back. Zorn, his shot, got his stick lifted again. Back behind the net, Slowinski. Slowinski bounces it off the net, got dispossessed. Nice play by Servant Anderson to take it away. Hoisted out. Check that was Luke Marks who hoisted it down. No icing again as we continue to play on. Now 5 minutes gone by here in the third. Graham moves in, fires one, save made. Rebound given up by Caleb Cross. Sent all the way back down into the Redbird end. Martinson picks up the puck and starts the Redbirds out of their own end. Pass ahead for Jackson Graham, too far in front. Graham, though, takes one player out but couldn't get to the puck. Servant Anderson in center ice will dump it into the Redbird end. Donovan behind his own net holds it up for Matt Garcia. Garcia, lead pass ahead, found Jackson Graham, who bumped off the puck by Anderson. Graham, stretch pass ahead, couldn't find anybody as it gets away from Will Tricarico, and it goes down for an icing call with 14:14 to play in period number 3. That's got to be one of the longest stretches of hockey we've had without a whistle, not being in overtime. Faceoff will come all the way back into the Redbird zone. It'll be to the left of Brendan Donovan. Matt Martin will take the draw against Joe Rasha. Face off one back to Perzondek. Here's a quick shot. That one just wide of the far post. Garcia got his stick knocked away. Going to be a slashing call on Matt Martin. And he will go to the box for two. And the Redbirds will have a power play opportunity.
Another good opportunity for the Redbirds. Going back on the power play, already up by 2, but you never take your foot off the gas pedal. And if you do, the other team most likely is going to make you pay for it. So
it's going to be Luke Marks instead for slashing. Illinois State penalty, Northern Illinois penalty, number 16, Luke Marks. 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 5:54, third period. Huskies penalty Marks, 2 minutes for slashing at 5:54. Time for a Redbird power play. I think all those penalties finally got to our public address announcer. Redbirds on the power play. Minute 35 remaining in the man advantage. Zorn starts it up for Tricarico. Tricarico over the line. Drops it off for Carson Hilt. Hilt back to Zorn at the point. Zorn backs away for a moment to Slowinski on the far side. Send across. Tricarico fires off the post. Tricarico gets the rebound. Takes it behind the net to Slowinski on the far side. Slowinski drops it back for Tricarico once again. Finds Andreas Zorn back to Tricarico. Fakes the shot. Tricarico steps in with a pass. Almost found Rasha on the doorstep. Loose puck into the corner. Picked up by Rasha. Rasha looks, takes it behind the net, centering pass out front. Tricarico got it to the backhand, shot, save, cross, rebound. Comes back out to Slowinski. Slowinski holds and looks again. Over to Carson Hilt, spins away from pressure. Drops it off for Rasha. Rasha crisscrosses with Slowinski. Over to Tricarico. Tricarico looks, sets it up outside. Here's Zorn with a shot. That one hit bodies in front, goes back behind the net. Finally picked up by the Huskies and cleared the length of the ice as Alec Perzondek was able to send it down. Final 25 seconds of the man advantage for Illinois State. Andreas Zorn moves through center ice, gets over the line. Zorn backs it out, sets it up. Casey Colantonio near side. Colantonio spins it down low. Graham checked off the puck. Colantonio moves in from the seat of his pants, tries to get it, does so to Packton. Packton in the final 5 of the power play. Here's Zorn to Graham on the near side. The penalty is over to Marks. Both teams back at full strength. Smatsis lost the handle. Marks tips it ahead for Martin. Matt Martin with the puck moving in near side. Martin cuts to the slot. Backhand just over the top of the crossbar. Here's Martin centering up front. Evans with a shot. That one sent wide. As Zorn got put into the net, he would have been into an interesting call as a shot taken. Donovan with a save. Rebound kicked out as Evans took the shot. Matsis muscles away to the puck. Takes it over the line. Here's the pass over to Garcia. Garcia tries to cut in. Knocked away from him into the corner. Bogdan sends it down to Colantonio. Colantonio cuts to the slot. Fires. That one blockered aside by Cross. Rebound into the corner. Gilbert tries to play it out of the corner. Now a fight for the puck. Gilbert goes down, and he is down and not moving. Josh Gilbert finally trying to get to his feet. Looked like he took a puck to the throat that time. Wasn't anything anybody did. Just the fact that it happened. Now Evans with a steal. Wrote out Evans. Score! No, he hit the post. How did that not go in? Carson Hilt will return for Illinois State. To Garcia, who fires. Saved by Cross. Rebound in front. Save again as Cross stopped Garcia on the doorstep. Carson Hilt with a beautiful pass out front. I still want to know how that puck did not go in with Rodon Evans, though.
Good end-to-end chances by the Redbirds and the Huskies, but both goaltenders standing tall in the net, knowing that it's only a 2-goal game. Could have been a big break for the Redbirds.
Here's the replay on the Rodon Evans chance. How did that not go in? One of the few times Donovan's been beat cleanly like that, and that one just found the pipe. It did not go in the net. Here's Carson Hilt with a steal. His shot goes across the crease. No harm, no foul. Martinson tries to hold it in at the line. He'll fire one in. That one tipped up. Goes over to the corner on the far side. Peters tries to dig it out against Sloan. Sloan, one of the grittier players for Illinois State, still hasn't scored yet this year. Sloan looking for that first goal. It's stolen away. Sloan tries to disrupt things for Northern Illinois. Finally, the Huskies are able to chip it out past center ice and all the way down. This will be an icing call against the Huskies. 10:08 to play in period number 3. Illinois State so far, 9 shots in the third period compared to 6 for Northern Illinois. I'm wondering if my voice is going to hold out the remaining 10 minutes plus. Oh my goodness, this one has been just a little more exciting. And then of course the earlier excitement with the Division III team coming from behind to win 4-3 against Northwestern earlier today here on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel. As Bogdan checked into the boards hard, he felt the contact as Mason Perry will have to track it back down. Perry goes all the way back into his own end to get it. Spins away from the forecheck, and now the Redbirds start things up. Pavel Bogdan will move in over the Husky line. Bogdan swept into the corner to Campese, who's finally out for the misconduct penalty. Matter of fact, all the players from the misconduct pals are back into the game. Huskies able to hoist it back into the Redbird zone. Perry lost an edge. He got it to Colantonio. 9.5 minutes to play in this one. Colantonio moves through center ice. Colantonio left it for Bogdan. Bogdan spins back. Centering pass across to Campese, who will fire one. That one blocked aside by Perzondik. Quick shot again. Turch firing. Again, the save by Cross. 2 big block shots as Anderson took one as well right in the ribs. He's telling his bench, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Well, Miley's going, oh my God, that hurt.
Huskies laying it out, laying their bodies on the line for their goaltender Cross. Makes his job a lot easier, LA, when he's not able, or when he doesn't have to stop as many shots with his defensemen helping him out.
No, but the defensemen are going to feel the effects of that later on as face-off one. Gilbert takes a shot right into the catching glove of Cross, and he will hang on for a face-off. Illinois State looking to win their 4th straight contest. And as we mentioned, the Northern Illinois Huskies are winless in their first 15 contests this year. They're looking to break that 15-game winless streak. They do have a overtime loss and a shootout loss involved in that as well. Gilbert will fire one in. That one tipped by Slewinski. That one went wide of the target. Picked up by Matt Martin for Northern Illinois. Martin sends it ahead. Couldn't quite get it ahead far enough for the Huskies to advance it. The Redbirds take it back. Slewinski steps through a check by Franklin. Takes it in over the line. Centering pass out front. Carson Hill couldn't get to it. Check that. It was Ethan Chesney. Penalty coming up against the Huskies as a shot block. We'll take it back in, but the Redbirds keep possession, so they'll play on. They'll play 6-on-5 as they've pulled the goaltender out of it. Shadle sends it across. Redbirds get possession, keep it in. Here's Tricarico. Tricarico taking it around the back of the net to the far side. Dropping it back off. Here's Slinsky, the pass. That one's Zorn's shot. No post or no goal attempt. Shadle sends it back, and now Tricarico. The Zorn back to Shadle, who will step in. Shadle fires. Save. Cross. They score! Cross made the initial save, but the rebound goes in, and the Redbirds lead 5-2.
The only reason that goal happened, LA, was the Redbirds were able to keep possession of that puck, not let NIU touch it, or else the play would have been stopped for that penalty. So good job by the Redbirds keeping that puck in their possession and able to put it in the back of the net.
And a bonus for Illinois State, the penalty is still going to be adjudicated. They're going to call the penalty. It'll be a hooking call against Northern. So not only do the Redbirds get the goal after pulling the goaltender, they're going to get a power play on top of it. For Drew Shadle, it's goal number 3 if it's his goal. Not sure if it was tipped or not, as the faceoff pushed right in on Brendan Donovan. The goal is considered an even strength goal despite the fact that the Redbirds were on a 6-on-5. It was not a true power play because the goaltender was pulled. Garcia now as the Redbirds work on the power play. Push down into the boards. Zorn, another penalty coming up against Northern Illinois. As Colantonio got it. Chesney with a shot. That one blockered down by Cross. Rebound Colantonio out to Chesney. He left it. Now the Huskies will touch it, and the Redbirds will take a 5-on-3 power play advantage with 7:22 remaining in this one.
This is going to be a crucial kill for the Huskies to try and gain some momentum back as they've now fallen down by 3. And the Redbirds are going to look to keep this momentum going. Good opportunity for the 5-on-3 to get some insurance and put them ahead even more.
Illinois State goal, his 9th of the season, scored by number 29, Ethan Chesney. Assisted by number 3, Andreas Zorn. Time of the goal, 12:02, third period. Redbird goal scored by Chesney, assisted by Zorn at 12:02. Northern Illinois penalty number 26. Jeff Shirkey, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 12:02, third period. Huskies penalty, Shirkey, 2 minutes for hooking at 12:02. Northern Illinois penalty number 48, Robbie Zimmerman, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 12:38, third period. Huskies penalty, Zimmerman, 2 minutes for roughing at 12:38. So again, the Redbirds on a 5-on-3. And the face-off will be in the northern zone. 6:47 remaining. Slowinski will take the face-off. One back for Illinois State. Tricarico will set things up for the Redbirds. He'll work it with Zorn at the top. Back to Tricarico and Zorn. They play catch. Down low, Slowinski. Slowinski looks to center it. Zorn back to Tricarico for a shot. That one tipped wide. Never got good wood on it. Even though sticks are not made of wood anymore. Cleared out by Gonzalez. Back in the zone comes Zorn. To Slowinski near side. Back to Zorn in the corner. Skates away from the corner, drops it down low for Slowinski. Slowinski holds and looks. Back to Zorn. Out to the top, Tricarico rifles one and it scores! Will Tricarico with a hat trick, and the Redbirds lead 6-2.
Have yourself a night, Tricarico. He finds the back of the net for the 3rd time. Good puck movement by the Redbirds. And Tricarico found himself all alone, had a lot of space out in front on the high slot, and he's able to put that one past Cross for the hat trick.
Redbirds still with power play time as they'll have 50 seconds on the 5-on-4 power play now as Zorn starts things up for Illinois State. Zorn moves in over the line. Drops it back to Rasha. Rasha goes back behind the net. Sets it up. Slowinski runs some interference. Back to Tricarico to Zorn. Zorn to Tricarico at the point. Back over to Slowinski. Down low for Rasha. Rasha shakes and bakes. Tries to get inside. Shot goes wide of the target. And it's cleared down to the neutral zone. Redbirds will hold and look. Spun down low for Carson Hilt. They'll send it back around for Slowinski. Slowinski moves into the circle far side. Takes it around the back of the net to the near side. Works back out to the top as the penalties are over. Both teams back at full strength. Illinois State goal, his 3rd of the game and 9th of the season, scored on the power play by number 12, Will Tricarico. Assisted by number 3, Andreas Zorn, and number 13, Mike Slowinski. Time of the goal, 13:47, third period. Redbird goal on the power play, scored by Tricarico, assisted by Zorn and Slowinski at 13:47. Face off in the northern zone. Won again by Illinois State as we play 5-on-5. Taken back by Maldonado. Chipped ahead for Clement. Clement will move in. Centering pass. Tried to find Rodon Evans. Couldn't get it to him. Maldonado sends it back for Anderson, who keeps it in. Matsis with a pass block as he paid the price for it, but did get it cleared out of the zone, so the Huskies have to tag back out. Under 5 minutes to play now in regulation. Redbirds now with a 6-2 lead over Northern. Here's Shadle in the near corner. Tries to spin away from pressure. Stolen back by Clement. Centering pass out front. Maldonado couldn't get a shot. Now takes one. Donovan the save. Rebound back behind the net. Clement pinned up against the boards by Gilbert. Shadle tries to get away from pressure. Stolen back by Maldonado. Centering pass across and they score. Jason Clement wide open on the far side. Got it past a down Brendan Donovan, and the Huskies cut it to 3 at 6-3.
Well, the Huskies in on the forecheck, able to cause the turnover in the Redbird zone. As you see on the half wall there, and then the Huskies able to collect it, and Donovan had no chance on that one as he caught himself right in the side of the net, and about the easiest goal you'll ever score.
Pretty close to it as Jason Clement picks up his second of the game, 6 on the season now. And I'm almost willing to bet that Micah Maldonado is going to get an assist on that, but we'll get the official word here in a moment as the Huskies again hoist it down ice. And this one will be an icing call, or will it? It is not, as Mulligan Martinson decided to play it. We continue on. 4 minutes left in this one. And Donovan soaks up that shot as the shot was taken from the near side, and some more pushing and shoving as players have to be separated.
Huskies had a guy crashing the net on that shot, and sometimes you'll see one guy crashing the net and he'll kind of lift the stick of the defensive player, which gives the opportunity for the guy with the puck to get that shot off. So a little bit of stick lift by the Huskies, able to get the puck into Brendan Donovan and have him make a save.
Northern Illinois goal, his second of the game and 6th of the season, scored by number 76, Jason Clement. Assisted by number 63, Micah Maldonado. Time of the goal, 16:40, third period. Huskies goal scored by Clement, assisted by Maldonado at 16:40. Caleb Cross gets the puck, and now a penalty coming up. As the referees get a slashing call against Illinois State, it's going to be on Tony Campese. And they're going to add a misconduct to it. Well, that means Mr. Campese will be heading off the ice. Yes, he just took a big whack at him right there. That's going to be a slash most days, and probably twice on Sunday in the beer league. So Tony Campese will head to the locker room. And the Redbird captain will head off the ice.
Got enough paper left over there, LA?
I'm getting close. We got a few more spots left, though. I don't know if I want to fill them now, to be honest with you. Zimmerman as the Huskies go on the power play. Illinois State penalties, number 18, Tony Campese. 2 minutes for slashing and a 10-minute misconduct. Time of the penalty, 16:26, third period. Redbird penalties, Campese. 2 minutes for slashing and a 10-minute misconduct at 16:26. Jackson Graham able to tip it away as Caleb Cross comes all the way out into the corner to play it. Graham, big hit as he dispossesses the puck for the Northern player. Parker Church goes back to get it. To Mason Perry. Keeps it in the zone, though, to the Huskies. There's a quick shot taken. That one missed the target. Martin with the rebound on the far side. Steps into the dot. Zimmerman had it hop over his stick, but it stays in possession. Zimmerman back over to Martin. Swiped at. Now in front. Centering pass knocked away and cleared down by Mike Slewinski as the Redbirds continue the clock counting in the right direction. Now 2:25 to play in regulation. 50 seconds remaining on the man advantage for Northern Illinois. Pass ahead to Gonzalez at center ice. Huskies look to bring it in as Gonzalez has it. Gonzalez centers it back for Walker Smith. Set up for a shot for Rodon Evans. That one blocked aside by the Redbirds and sent back to center ice. 2 minutes remaining in period number 3. Walker Smith cuts into the slot, fires one in. Donovan slides across with a pad save. Evans gets the rebound as the goaltender is out of the net. 6th attacker on. It's a 6-on-4 now for Northern Illinois. Centered up for Walker. Donovan with a save, and he covers it up in the crease. Now again, more pushing and shoving. And down to the ice go a couple of players as Zimmerman goes down, loses his bucket. Not sure what's going to come of all of this, as one of the Redbird players may have pushed that helmet out of the way. Donovan able to make 2 big saves as he was under pressure. Zimmerman's got to head over to the bench for a moment to get checked out as his helmet came off. Referees are not calling any more penalties right now, it looks like. I really hope nothing else happens toward the negative. 1:42 remaining in this one. They'll keep the goalie on the bench and go with 6 attackers. Maldonado wins the faceoff for Northern. Peters over to Evans. His shot blocked by Backton. Rebound to the near side for Przondek. He sends it across. Kicked away by Shadle. Held in by Evans. Minute 30 left. Centering pass out front. Maldonado had a hop over his stick. Picked up by Ethan Chesney. Chesney will chip it toward the empty net. It rolls off the post. Picked up by the Huskies. Minute 15 to play. Gilbert sends it ahead. Chesney tries to dig it out. Tricarico couldn't get to it. Here's Przondek with 1:05, dumping it into the corner. 1 minute to play in regulation. 1 minute remaining. Placed it out by Shadle. Tricarico trying to get ahead of everybody else. Couldn't quite get to it. A sliding play by Maldonado to stop the empty net goal. Chesney has it. Chesney works into the slot. Knocked away. Fires one. Back behind the net. Didn't quite get it. Backton will send it around. Finally picked up by Clement. Over the line comes Evans. Drops it off for Gonzalez. A shot. Saved by Donovan. Check it Peters with 30 seconds left. Hoisted down to the end of the ice. As coming back into the game is Caleb Cross. It'll be an icing call against Illinois State with 24.5 seconds remaining in the contest. So Cross came back in because the Redbirds were putting on some pressure. So Cross will probably skate over to the bench as quickly as he can, as the faceoff will be in the Redbird zone. To the left of Brendan Donovan.
Huskies need to win this faceoff if they want to get Cross off.
Maldonado won the faceoff, but Evans had to backtrack into center ice to get it with 20 seconds. Evans stops at the line. Worked in the slot, knocked off the puck by Shadle. He gets knocked down, finally sent back down the ice by the Redbirds in the final 10 seconds. And the Redbirds will allow the Huskies to take it back in their own end, and that's going to do it for this one. The Illinois State Redbirds sweep the weekend series from the Northern Illinois Huskies as they win the Saturday night affair by the final score of 6-3. Your final score, your Illinois State Redbirds 6, the Northern Illinois Huskies 3. Shots on goal in the third period. Northern Illinois 14. Northern Illinois 14. Shots on goal in the third period. I guess our public address announcer just got cut off. Oh, why they did that, but in any case, shots on goal in the third period. Northern had 14, Illinois State 16, three-period total. Redbirds 39, Huskies 27. So our third period highlights as the handshakes continue on this one look like this. Our third period highlights start with Illinois State extending their lead. They had led 4-2 going into the period. They made it 5-2 as Ethan Chesney, parked on the doorstep, was able to tip one just past Caleb Cross, and that made it a 5-2 Redbird lead, his fifth goal of the season. As you see Chesney, as Shadle took the shot, and Chesney got the goal. Let's get the player of the game in here real quick if we can before everyone heads off the ices. There you see the goal by Will Tricarico, his third of the game. Your DP2 player of the game for your Illinois State Redbirds. He had a hat trick tonight. Number 12, Will Tricarico. DP2 proudly brings you your Redbird player of the game. DP2 in Uptown Normal. So Tricarico got the hat trick, and then Northern Illinois closed it out. There's Tricarico's goal once again as he hammers it past Caleb Cross to make it a 6-2 game. And once again, taking a look at that, another beautiful shot of the Tricarico hat trick. The Huskies of Northern Illinois would get a closing goal as Micah Maldonado would pick the puck up along the boards. He would take it in, skate in on Brendan Donovan, sent it across for Jason Clement, who sent it past Brendan Donovan, who had committed to Maldonado. For Clement, his second of the game and sixth of the season at the 16:40 mark. That closed out the scoring. 6-2, or 6-3, pardon me, your final. Illinois State over Northern Illinois. Mike Egan, how's your final thoughts on this one today?
Well, for the Redbirds, I think this is going to bode well for them going into next weekend, facing some tough opponents. As for the Huskies, they played better than last night, and I think it's something that they can build off of going into their future games as they look for their first win. But overall, I think it's still a positive game for them as they'll try to carry these positives and get their first win of the season.
Appreciate the help tonight. Thanks for stopping up and helping out with tonight's broadcast. And again, the executive producer of Illinois State Redbird Hockey on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel is Mr. Frank Blaine. And of course, thank you very much for tuning in and listening. Hope everyone enjoyed the broadcast. Congratulations to our player of the game from DP2, Will Tricarico, scoring a hat trick tonight for the victorious Illinois State Redbirds. If you're a Northern Illinois Husky fan, we certainly had our pleasure having you with us tonight. We certainly hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If you're a Northern Illinois fan, please join us again next time you guys are up here in Bloomington. And of course, if you're an Illinois State Redbird fan, we thank you for tuning in and listening, and we know you enjoyed the result. The final score on this Saturday night in Bloomington, your Illinois State Redbirds 6, the Northern Illinois Huskies 3. For Michael Eganhouse and everyone here at Grossinger Motors Arena, I'm L.A. Decker, thanking you for joining us this weekend. We will talk to you in December. Until then, good night, everybody.